Welcome, everyone. We are going to begin the webinar on Evercoat Training Portal Overview and Tour. I'm Melissa Jules with RDA Impact. We have Tim McKinney, Senior Application Field Engineer for ITW Evercoat. He's your presenter today. The presentation will take approximately 30 minutes. We are recording it and we'll post it on our YouTube channel. If you have questions during the webinar, you can type them in the chat box at the bottom right of the screen and Tim will answer them. Now I'll turn it over to Tim.
Well, Melissa, thank you so much. As she said, my name is Tim McKinney. I'm the Senior Applications Field Engineer here for Evercoat. I want to take the time and thank you for the opportunity to review the training portal that we have launched this year. We're very excited about that. It's a great means for us to help communicate information about our products, the differentiation of our products, how to use the products, and we're really trying to get a lot more information out and available to everyone. While we're going through this, as Melissa said, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Send them to her in the chat. I'd love to answer them. I have been with Evercoat now for 18 years. I have been working with these products in one form or fashion since probably about the age of 14. If anyone knows me, I have gray hairs for a reason. So I've been around these products for enough time that I can probably tell you the handful of ways to use them correctly and the multitude of ways to use them incorrectly. But let me go ahead and get started in here for today. So what we're going to be talking about was what current courses we already have available on the training portal, what upcoming courses we're going to have that we're going to be launching on the training portal throughout the rest of this year. If you're new to the process, how to register for the account on the training portal, how to enroll for a course, the courses, quizzes, and certificates. We have a way at the end of these courses to test out and you can get a certificate that you've passed the class. How to update your account and possibly even to reconnect with the password or change your password if need be. So the current training modules that we have available, we've got one started on the filler line overview. Now this covers all of the body fillers that we have, from the range of filler all the way up to our more premium products, the Rage Optics. The putty line overview, so that covers our paste putties up to our pourable putties and our premium pourable putties. The Evercoat two-step repair process. So this is the more traditional style process where you would put down a filler and then put a putty over top of it. That walks through the process to cover the premium fillers that you could use and the premium putties that you could use with it. The Rage Ultra 440 Express repair system. So that covers how to use Rage Ultra and apply 440 Express over top of it and the benefits for applying the 440 Express over top of it. The optics repair system, so that's similar to the Rage Ultra in the sense that it's covering the beginning to the end of the repair process and reviewing the Rage optics system, the metal glaze optics product, and the 440 Express over top of it. And finally, I'm very excited to announce the latest course that I put on there, the Lightspeed repair system. So that covers the Lightspeed premium filler, the optics Lightspeed premium filler, the 440 Express Lightspeed, and the LED high build polyester primer, and all of those materials cure with the speed of light using a UV lamp. So that's all covered into that system. This is kind of what the website looks like. We'll show you a live view here in a little bit once I open that up. But when you go there, obviously you can see that, in the beginning of it, you've got a home, courses, resources, and then the area to log in up in here. So we'll take you through a tour of that real quick. The upcoming modules, as I was talking to Melissa before the class started, this information started. I've got a lot of information that I've built up over the past couple of years. We're going to be coming out with more information with regard to our commercial products. We have found out over the years that a lot of people were using our traditional automotive products for commercial applications. They needed something with more working time. We've met that need, and this particular module is going to cover all of those products and the differences. Polyester primers. We had the old tried and true 50-to-1 catalyzation products, the Slick Sand and the Featherfill G2, but we've also got some 4-to-1 polyester primers. So that reviews, well, what are the similarities? What are the differences? Hail damage SOP. Since I've been here, I've seen a lot of different scenarios for repairs with our products, and we've worked with a lot of different shops. We've worked with a lot of different companies, and we've created a process that would help someone to use a polyester system to help speed up that repair process and work a little bit easier, hopefully, for them. Marine repair products, so that's going to cover the polyester resins, the polyester reinforcement systems, that would be the fiberglass repair products, the fiberglass mats, cloth, woven. When would you use which one? Why would you use them in combinations? I addressed that. Gel coats, had a lot of questions about gel coats in the past couple of years, and new products. So as we come out with new products, our goal is to also put this information into the training portal as well. So as that new information comes out, it's going to be available for everyone. All right, so how do you register for an account and enroll for a course? So I'll start into that first, and then we'll cover into the last portions of it here as far as the quizzes, how to update your account, and the passwords towards the back end of it here. And as we said, if I go through this and if there's a question you have about something, please don't hesitate to ask. So to start into the course, obviously, as I showed you from before, you're going to go up in the area where you're going to log in or register. You can also go into the point down here where it says to register as well. So either of those locations are going to get you to the point where you're going to enroll as a new learner or new participant into the courses. Once you're into that area, then what you would do is break down your industry affiliation. Now, this is going to help us because if we have a participant that is a body shop, well, we're going to try to put information in there that's going to be more helpful to them as an end user on down the road. If there's a distributor, if they're a jobber, or if they're a warehouse, same thing. We're going to try to get some information in there, a little bit about how to use the products, but maybe also to help understand, well, what are the differences? What are the differences between Rage, Rage Gold, Rage Ultra, and Rage Optics, so that they're aware of that to help their customers. Then you'd put in your name, first and last name, phone number, not as critical, need the email, and I'll explain why, the password. So you'd create a password for that, and then you would just confirm the password, and then at the end of it, you would just go ahead and click register to go on into the course. If you were already registered, well, some people have got in and thought, well, I'm here, but how do I learn a little bit more about that? We'll cover that too. So easy part of that would be just to type in your username or your email address, and then type in your password, and then just click on the login on the bottom, and that's going to take you into the profile itself. Once you're into your profile, then you're going to be able to click on home and go back to the very beginning view and navigate around, but now you have a little bit more functionality to be able to access some information. Or you could click onto the courses, and that's going to take you directly to the courses that are available. So I've tried to put a lot of information in here, not just in terms of the learning modules, but some extra information for like frequently asked questions, some how-to videos that links over to YouTube. So again, we're trying to make this a one-stop shop to put all the training information available for the end users and for the distributors. Once the person is in the training portal, then they'd be able to take a look at the courses. So you just select the course you'd really want, click on that, and you're going to be able to get a little bit more information in terms of what the course is about. That would be available if you were just to take a look at the site, but once you log into it, and that would be after you click on the enroll button, it's going to take you into the behind the scenes and actually be able to see what is in the course. Once you're there, you'll know that you're actually into the course because you're going to have a status bar that shows up at the top. That lets you know you can log out of this and come back in at any time, and it's going to take you right back to that same point. So if you're halfway through it, you log out, you come back, you're going to be halfway through where you were from the last time and be able to finish off that course. So I thought it was a nice feature to be able to have that information saved so no one feels like they have to sit there and finish everything at that one time. Now, for the course itself, what you want to do is just after you read through the course description, you decide, okay, I want to start it, start the course. And it's not a time course, but this just lets you enroll into the course to actually start into the training material itself. And once you start into the course, each of these radio buttons here are going to turn green to show your progress to it. It's set up in a linear format, so you have to finish lesson 1 before you go to lesson 2 before you go to 3, and so on and so forth. But at the end of that, you have the option to take the quiz. And the quiz is set up just basically to find out, okay, was the learner participating in this? Were they, getting the information? I found out you can give a great deal of information to someone, but unless you tell them there's a test at the end, they may not necessarily have full attention to the details that would be within the course. So that's part of the reason we have that. But the other benefit to it is you can print out a certificate. So a lot of technicians that I've worked with over the years, and you know what, I was a technician as well, would like to print up a certificate, say, hey, I know this information, I've passed this test, I'm proud that I passed this test. So they would be able to print out a certificate that has their name on it. They can go back in if something happens and they lose it, it gets destroyed, it's going to stay in the system, and they can go back in and print it out at a later date. So that was another nice feature I thought would work out very well for the system. Now, the way someone would update their account, obviously they would have to be logged in to do so. So from the beginning screen, they would just scroll to the very bottom of the screen, clicking on their profile, and at the bottom is going to go into their account settings. So there is where they can actually go in and change their password. If they decide, you know what, I don't want this anymore, I'm getting out of working at this level, I'm going to go to something else, they could delete their account if they actually wanted to, right down here at the bottom. They could change their email address if they wished. There's a lot of things that they could do in this particular area. Now, the next part is if they say, well, I've forgot my password. Well, how would I do that? Well, obviously, there wouldn't be into the account. What they would need to do is go to the very bottom of it down here where it says lost password, click on that. And once they click onto that, it's going to go to the next screen and say, well, what was your username or email address? That's why there's a double layer there. If they can't remember what their username was, at least remember what their email address is. And if they type the username, it's going to send the information to the email address connected with that username. If they just type their email address, same thing. It's going to go to the email address and send a reset information to them after they click on Get New Password, and they would be able to get back into it as well. So that kind of wraps up what I was going to talk about for the behind the scenes on this. And I want to just kind of show everyone a real quick view for what it does look like. So this is the live version that I've got here right now. And I'm just going to go ahead and log in real quickly. And once I'm in, show everyone a little bit more behind the scenes on this. All right, so while I'm in here, I can click on home, and it's going to look very similar to what it would be if I just went to training.evercoat.com and I just want to be able to take a look inside of this. The difference for me is when I look at this, it's going to show a little bit more in terms of the information for how many lessons would be available. If I click on the resources, that's where it's going to be able to show some of the frequently asked questions that we've had. This is where I take information that comes in from customer service departments, from some of the people we have in the field, and we try to put that information in there. And a lot of the questions we've had that have been very repetitive over the years would be able to be answered under the frequently asked questions. We've got a video library, so if anyone clicks onto that, it takes them directly to the YouTube channel that shows the applications of the products, some tech tips that would be available for some of the products, some of the interviews that I've done with different companies as far as the products. The SEMA launch is available on there as well. Or you can go to evercoat.com to find out more information. So within the training, I talk about to get information for things like a tech tip, where to get that, what a tech tip is, a technical data sheet, how that would be specific to the product, where that would be as well. So if someone would like to take a look at that, they would be able to do so. And so we'll go ahead and look at the courses. So one of the courses that I know that I have already completed is this one right here. So I can go into the Lightspeed system here. And I can see that I've already, here's my download certificate. I can download the certificate from there, or I can go into my profile. And when I'm in my profile, I can take a look at all of the courses that I'm in. So that one's been completed, and I've got my certificate here that I can print up right now if I wanted to do that. And there that is.
Tim, we do
Also,
have a question.
yes.
They're saying that they tried to register and the jobber store is not listed as a choice.
Okay. If there is a jobber that's not listed, if you go to the bottom, there's a spot for other. When you click on that, you can type that information in. Once I start seeing if there's a common theme for a location that's not showing up, then what I'll do is I'll populate that one in, so it's automatically going to show up into it. But that would be the way you would do that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
Next one I've got here, the filler line overview. Same thing. I've got a certificate here, and I've completed the course. But since I've already been through this course, I can still go back into it at any time and just take a look at it as a refresher. So if I wanted to take a look at the Lightspeed Premium Filler, I can take a look at what information is here. I can click onto this particular button, and an audio is going to play to give me more information on that particular slide. So I've got a lot of information that coincides with that. I've got videos inside of this. So instead of watching a slide go and go, I've actually morphed those into a mini movie with the audio. So this is going to go through it. I'll just go ahead and click play just real quick so you can kind of see what it would look like. While Rage Optics and Optics Lightspeed both share the benefits of Evercoat's optics color change technology, they are different. So if the audio wasn't playing for that, it may be because it's being played through my system and not through yours. If it did and you were able to hear that, then that's great. But when you log into it, you'll be able to see all of these particular videos. And I've put a lot of information and a lot of time into this to try to get the most impact and most amount of information available for all of the end users. It's very fluid in the sense and very user-friendly. Just click through any of the information onto the sides. It's built in such a format that it's designed that you have a course, which is the main one up here at the top. The lessons are all of the green buttons, and then we've got topics. So the topics are where I got a little bit more specific into the preparation for the material. So this is where I've got a slide that talks about how to clean the surface. It's very important to make sure everyone's cleaning the surface properly, twofold, with soap and water to make sure that all of the biologicals and the organics are removed, following that up with the wax and grease remover to take off the obvious things. And then I get into the application for the Lightspeed Premium Filler. So there is where I talk about proper catalyzation, proper application. All of that is going to be in this particular video here. It's about a 4.5-minute video that would cover all of that information. The primer is also covered in here. So it talks about the proper application for the primer, the proper curing process for the primer. And one of the big things we talk about in this is the proper UV light for the materials. For this particular product, it has to be cured with a proper wavelength. That's a very common wavelength. That's 395 nanometers, but it has to be bright enough. So just having a cost-efficient, I'll say, UV light may not necessarily have enough irradiance or light output to actually activate the materials. So we talk about, well, what is the specification for that? I talk about that quite a bit through it. Here at the bottom, I've got a Lightspeed repair system quiz. So if anyone were to go to that, I'll just go ahead and show you. Bill did a pretty good job on this, but he can still go back in and start the quiz. So the quiz is set up that you read the question, you select the answer, you click next, and it walks you through the whole system. And at the end, it'll let you know what the score is. So that's the quick and easy way to navigate around inside of it. And if you want to go back, just click on the Evercoat button up in the upper left corner. The server will refresh and it brings you back to the beginning. As I put new information on, it's going to populate in this area of the top courses. So when you click on this, it's going to be able to take you around and let you see what all the courses are that would be available in here. As I said, I've got one I'm working on for the commercial products. It's going to come out very soon. some of the other materials that we talked about for the hail damage, the polyester primers, and so forth. But I like to pose a question to the group. If anyone is on here and would care to share that, please type in the chat, what other kinds of information you would like to have. What would be helpful for you? That's the kind of information I would like to know, so it would help you to help the shops as well. So if there's a particular area you'd like to have information on, maybe it's the marine products, fiberglass repair. I get a lot of questions about that, gel coat application. But if there's anything else that you would like to see while you've got my ear, please put that information in the chat, and Melissa will let me know. Or at the end of this, Melissa's going to share how to reach out to me and send me some information and let me know what you would like. And I'll try to put that information out there, because again, this is one great way for me to get consistent information out to everyone with regard to how to use the products. And I'm very excited about this because I've learned a lot over the years in using these products. I've learned a lot through learning with the chemist, working with the chemists, and I also say I've learned a lot through the School of Hard Knocks. So I've learned the correct ways to use these materials, and I want to make sure I share that information so that whatever project or vehicle someone is working on, they make sure that they're going to be able to take care of that as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So as I said from before, on the last portion of it here, if anyone would want to change the information, they just click on their profile, and once they're in there, they can see all of the courses that they've completed, everything that they're enrolled in. It'll let them know the progress as well. So we've got
Tim?
Yes.
Sorry, excuse me,
That's
but
fine.
so here's the question. Can there be more than one user per distributor?
More than one user per. Oh, absolutely. Yes. So you're not limited on that. The only thing that limits it is the number of names. So if ABC distributor has 22 people, and next month they have 23 people, and the next month they have 20 people, it's going to keep the highest number that would be in there. It's not going to, unless they delete their account, it would just keep filling up for that particular distributor. So there's no limitation on the number of users per distributor. So that was a very good question, actually.
Okay.
So looking at the Evercoat two-step repair system here, it looks like it's in quadrants. So you got one, like they're about halfway. They're not exactly halfway, because when I click on the progress here, it shows me they're 20%. So I figured that was close enough. It kind of shows them, for that scale that they're at. So that's very nice if someone's thinking, gosh, I know I completed that one. I thought I did. Well, they can click on the drop down and oh, nope, I'm only about 30% of the way through. So I'm at 7.3 of the 23 steps to complete that particular module. So like I said, I didn't make it super easy because I want to make sure if someone's going to be able to print out a certificate saying that they've completed this, that they get the information that they need. We follow some certain basics for the cleaning before they start the preparation, the grits for preparation, and how to catalyze the products properly. If there's one area that seems to be the most vague, I guess I would say, in all the years I've been working for the company, it would probably be catalyzation, because most people that I talk to about polyester repair products don't use a scale. They're inconsistent on that. So from person to person inside of a shop. So this was one of the reasons we thought this would be very helpful to put that out. As I said at the bottom here, so here's where you put in their name. They could put in their last name. They could change their email address. They could change their password. They could do all that from the bottom. Just click on update, and that would update the system automatically. So that's pretty much the information that I have available for the training portal. But like I said, if anyone's online, if there's a particular area or field of information that you would like to have addressed or put onto the training portal, please put that in the chat and let Melissa know so she can let me know about that. Or at the end of the presentation, as I said, feel free to send me an email and what information you would like to put on here, and we will work very hard to get that information available for everyone.
We did have one request. Marine and fiberglass training is desirable.
Figured it was going to come up. Okay.
That's one.
Okay, and that's one of them I am definitely working on, because People probably heard about this thing called COVID that happened for about a year and a half, 2 years, and I had more fiberglass repair questions and gel coat application repair color matching questions in the past year and a half to 2 years than I've had in 18 years. And the number of people that were asking questions about fiberglass repair, and they were in the industry. That was one of the amazing things for me. Um, was astounding. And I have had a lot of Zoom calls and team calls with folks to try to walk them through the process. And it was very helpful for them, and I was glad to do it. So that is some information that I'm definitely putting into the marine and fiberglass training areas. Even questions about fiberglass. Well, when would I want to use matte? When would I want to use cloth? Would I want to use one over the other? Are areas that I'm going to be covering in that. So that's a good point. Thank you very much. You just confirmed where my direction for that. So
Well, there you go.
all right. Anything else? Anything else pop up in the chat, Melissa?
Not right now. But as you did say, I will follow up and I'll send you contact information. So if they have any questions or suggestions, they can contact you directly.
Okay, great.
Right? Okay, everyone. Thanks for your time today. Thank you, Tim. We did record it, and I'll send a copy of the recording to everybody as well. Have a great long weekend, and we'll be in touch with future training opportunities.
Thank you so much. Take care, everyone.